Chelsea. I've watched Rory's channel, Nini FC, his channel, a few of these guys, and now to be fair to them, they can't. There's not much they can do. They have to kind of move forward a little bit. But if it was me, if I was a Chelsea fan after what happened to Lampard on Monday, I would be like, I just need a bit of time here. I just need to go away for like 2 weeks, and I'll come back, and then I'll have calmed down, and I can support you again. But all of them are like. And I get it, I understand it, but it's got to be horrible for them. They're going to go, well, the train's moving. Long live the king.
It's not train. It's not.
I think that every Chelsea fan should stop their channel for 2 weeks, apart from Rory because he's a mate.
Who cares if Frank Lampard's been sacked?
Chelsea fans should massively. Why? Can you? I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why.
He's great.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why, mate. Because. There needs to be some moral endeavour in what you're doing a lot of the time. There has to be for your own kind of soul. You have to go. We're Queen's Park Rangers. We do something. You know, there's meaning to this. There's heart to this, right? And you cut you fucking with this Chelsea shit. Like I would just need a break. For something so clinical and ruthless and soulless. I just need a minute. Do you not get that?
I get where you're coming from. I understand completely as a QPR fan.
Joe Zillion, sorry. Football's a business. Got to accept it. No, I refuse to accept it. I refuse to accept it's a business.
In the lower leagues, you can refuse to accept it. But in the top leagues, every fan just wants to buy all the best players and give us the best chance of winning.
I get all that, care. But part of your identity is part of this kind of stuff. So when it gets so lost in this moment with the Lampard thing, I think you need a minute.
What is he's not running a charity, mate? If he's not doing the job, he's got to go.
But Tuchel, right? So Tuchel then comes in and gets a draw. Okay, they dominated the ball, and I would love to see when it comes to this top four. I'd love to see Arsenal finish above. I want Arsenal, Man United to finish above Chelsea because both of them went. No, okay, you're all right. We're going to stick with you and give you an opportunity. What does it say if Chelsea smash it up this year from this point in? I don't think it's a good look.
It's just the same thing as Man City for what everything they've won. It doesn't matter what people think. I mean, if you're looking for goodness and wholesomeship in football, Jim, don't. You're going to be disappointed, and that's it.
I don't agree with that. I think you can still find it. I just think, look, Chelsea is
not
so
a Chelsea
different.
football club.
No,
definitely not there.
No, not at Chelsea football. And this is the point. This is the point that Chelsea, that must be difficult for Chelsea fans. I saw that with the comments on the video that I did on Monday when I spoke about it. They're like, "What am I?" You don't want to support the bad guy, do you? Like, even if you have to find different ways to spin it, and that's what we do all the time.
Yeah.
Right. And this, look, here's a super chat. Scott says, Chelsea are here to win trophies. Nothing we can do to stop it. Anyway, again, I get there's nothing that you can do to stop it. And like I said in that video, is it the wrong decision from a footballing perspective? Possibly not. But it's like, you'd need a minute. Surely you'd need a minute. I don't know.
I get it. I think most clubs, you get it. And look, there's a couple of things. Firstly, if Chelsea fans are asking if they're the baddies now, then they don't know their own football club. They've been the baddies. They are the baddies, right?
But you can't choose. If you don't want to be the baddie, what do Chelsea fans do? And I think they thought they had their moment now.
And stop supporting them. Stop watching football.
That's it. But that's part of your identity. So I just think it's a really difficult circumstance.
Yeah, all right. Look, I understand it, and I understand why they wanted Lampard, because it was the only thing different from everything they've always done under Abramovich. But you can't ask Abramovich to change after you've celebrated and lauded all of the success that he's brought you. All of it. Everything that Chelsea are today is because of that man.
But if you can't ask him to change, why did they hire the Derby manager in the first place?
Because it was 2 years of redundancy where Abramovich couldn't really do what he does best, which is sign players.
So, which means that you probably need even more of an experienced manager to sort it out. Not go with the romantic route and give Lampard the job.
But what about all the other managers that have been chopped because they weren't good enough? But because they weren't a Chelsea legend, they should be given less patience? Abramovich doesn't care about Chelsea, James. He doesn't care about the feelings of the football club.
No. Now we 100% know that, because the final nail in the coffin is it. No, I don't think you did, because if you stick with Lampard in this situation, let him do what Ollie's done and Arteta's done, which is turn the corner a little bit, which sometimes you do just need a bit of time. Then you would have gone, look, he's stuck with him in a difficult spot. Because he shouldn't have hired him. Who's hiring the Derby manager?
It is weird, because we always did say it will go tits up.
This was the opportunity.
Even when Chelsea were top, remember we said Lampard, not sure about him.
Oh yeah, of course. Like, we all know that, but like,
look,
can I
just say something, Jim? Because I was trying to get to this point. Is I fully appreciate, from a Chelsea fan's perspective, why sacking Frank Lampard, whether he is as good as Sarri or as good as Ancelotti, whoever it is, it's irrelevant. They wanted a manager they can connect to, they love, and that's different from everything they've had and all the successes that they've had as under Abramovich. They had something here they could hold on to, which was more important to some degree than just the next FA Cup or qualifying for the Champions League.
Exactly.
And that part for the fans is really important. It is really important. But unfortunately, when you're a fan of a club the size of Chelsea, you cannot reconcile that stuff. It doesn't work like that. You're going to have these moments you have to deal with. I admire the Chelsea fans. I admire Rory, who said, I would back Lampard if we finished 10th, 15th, because they found something else that's purer than just an absolute desire to win everything, because they've done that. They've had that bit. Now they felt like they had a club they could like really connect to and belong. And it was gone because Abramovich is Abramovich, and Abramovich has reached his position by acting in this way. Always, he's ruthless. Look how he got his money.
I totally understand all of it. I get it all, and I think you obviously get my point of view as well. The question I got is like, the bottom line is you can't walk away from your team, however upsetting their behaviour is. But would there ever be a point where you just end up falling out of love with Chelsea, if you're a Chelsea fan, because of this constant churn, because there's no soul in it? That's a question. That's not,
No, there's it is, but there isn't any soul in it. The game is gone. It was gone. Has gone for a long time.
I'm not having that. I refuse.
You're not lower levels, man. That's where it is. That's where it exists in abundance. But in the Premier League, honestly, nothing. There isn't anything left. And the less it means, and the more it becomes really fundamentally about money, your importance. Like, this is hard because during the lockdown, it's even more about that. Like, all you got is what happens on the pitch, where typically, like Spurs play, I'm with my mates, we're going down the pub, there happens to be a game of football in the middle of our day out, and then we go back to the pub, and then we drink some more, and we love being around each other, and we have a right laugh, and the football supplements the culture around it. But right now, there's nothing but what happens on the pitch. Nothing but that at all. So, people think about football. A lot of people talk about football as just what they watch on the telly, but it's not that. It's much more than that. And that's where the real truth and love of the game lies, and the heart of the game lies, in the connections you have with each other around your football club. You can't do anything about Harry Kane's ankles. I can't fix that. No Spurs fan can. I can be frustrated by a bad thing happening to your football club, but that's where it ends. The minute with your mates in the pub, or you're around your mate's house watching it, once the game's over, win or lose, you're kind of done with it. But now you're sitting and you're dwelling on it, and you think, all right, well, I've got another 16 games to watch in the next 2 days, because all the football's on, because no one can go and watch it.
All the football all the time.